software engineer, and there's really nothing I love doing more than thinking about, talking about, getting to share products that I'm working on and that my team is working on. And it's especially great to be able to do that with an audience like this that is so focused on e-commerce. Second, Spain is just such an interesting market right now for e-commerce. On the one hand, it's sort of less developed than other European markets. Sort of 10% of internet users tend to buy things regularly online versus more like 48, 50% in the UK. But at the same time, there's this incredible trajectory of growth. We've seen about 40% year-over-year growth rate for the past 5 years in e-commerce. And so it's just a really exciting place to be. And then the last reason, I admit, is personal. My wife and I are obsessed with Spanish food. And so I was very excited that I had the opportunity to eat some jamón. So I went to, I think it was Museo del Jamón, is that right? So Museo del Jamón, and there was a lot of jamón. And had some jamón, it was great. I had some at lunch, again, so I'm very pleased about that. So again, it's really great to be here. What I wanted to do was talk about the evolution of e-commerce, sort of where we've come from, where I think we might be going, and what's happening right now with Google products in the industry, and what you can do about it. Now, I'm from Google. I've been at Google for 5 years, and so I can't help but sort of see e-commerce and much of what we'll discuss today through the lens of Google. And so what I'm going to do is try and share Google data, Google Insights, and a number of Google products, actually real product demos, with you to try and give you the Google perspective on the evolution of e-commerce. So with that, let's get started with some sort of ancient history. 2005. Do you remember 2005? So it was the year I started at Google. And just to help jog your memory, it was the year that Fernando Alonso, he became the youngest ever Formula 1 champion. I'm a weird American in that I actually like Formula 1 and watch it, so I knew this one. The Windsor building was destroyed in a fire 5 years ago. If you connected to the internet, you probably used something like this, and you had the squeaky dial tone and all the noise and so on, and it was slow. Most people did back then. But really, looking more at sort of e-commerce, there were no smartphones. Apple only released the iPhone in 2007. This was kind of the smartest phone that you could get at the time from Nokia. There was no Twitter, there was no YouTube, there was no Facebook. People weren't really sharing things socially at the time. And eBay, this is eBay's homepage. This is actually what it looked like on October 27th, 2005. I used this thing called the Wayback Machine to dig up the archive. And one thing to notice is the page is only 760 pixels wide. And that's because a lot of people only had an 800 by 600 screen. You can also see it's static. There's not really much interactivity. And since this, in 2005, the internet has come so far. JavaScript has gotten about 100 times faster. We've launched HTML5, so you can make these really rich web applications that are almost as good as a desktop application, in some cases better because they're connected. And alongside technology getting better, of course, connections have gotten better. Much better broadband access. You can, of course, access the web anywhere from your mobile phone now. And actually, more Spaniards do that. You have 23% smartphone penetration. That's the second highest in the EU, behind only Italy. And if you have a GPS chip, your phone actually knows where you are, and so you can do things sort of locally. And so what we're seeing on the internet more broadly, but also in e-commerce, is sort of 4 evolutionary trends. And Victoria talked earlier about social. Ge, I think, showed you a bunch of really, really neat things that are happening in mobile. We see these things, these 4 trends shaping the internet and e-commerce, and the way people buy and shop, and the way merchants sell. And so this is where Google is really placing its bets in e-commerce. On mobile, on social, on personal, making the experience much more personal, and on local. So let me tell you a little bit about each one of these and sort of some of the insights that we see at Google and why and how we're building products to address these areas. So first, the web is mobile. There has been incredible growth in mobile over the last 5 years. Mobile queries have gone up 5x in just the past 2 years. Those are queries that we see at Google. And with smartphones, Android phones and other smartphones, users of them tend to search 30 times more than people with regular phones. So there's this explosion in use of mobile search. And also these devices are just coming out like crazy. We ship 200,000 Android units every day. That's more than 1 million a week. And so people are buying these smartphones and they're searching. And so what are they doing with them? Well, first of all, they're searching and they're shopping on their mobile phones. This graph shows mobile queries for shopping-specific searches from January of 2007 to earlier this year. And there has been a 3,000% increase in the number of mobile searches just in a 2-year period. And so people are using their phones for shopping. And we see this in our data as well. Over the weekends, when people aren't at their desktop phones, when they're out shopping, they're out at the malls and shops and so on, our mobile queries go up quite a bit. And again, we see spikes in shopping queries then. So the insight from this that we've seen at Google is people love shopping from their phone. People are using their phones to compare products, to get reviews, to get prices, and so on. So we've been thinking a lot about how to build great products for users with mobile phones to enable them to shop better. And I want to show you one of those. So if we could go over to the overhead projector. What I'm going to show you is a product called Google Goggles. And what Google Goggles does is enable you to search visually by just taking a photo of something. So you can point your camera at something, a book, a movie, whatever, and it'll recognize it. And so let me show you how this works. So for my first demonstration here, I have a new book, and you'll have to forgive the pronunciation, by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. Very popular book, apparently. And what I'm going to do is open up Google Goggles, and you'll see it's just my camera, and I'm just going to take a photo of this book cover, like this. And what you'll see is that Google Goggles is going to analyze the data, and it's discovered that it's the book. It knows that it's a book, it knows what kind of book it is, and I can go in here and I can read more about it. I can see it has an official website, that's very useful. And I can do all the, it knows prices, it knows when it was published, 2005, and I can find out all this information just by taking a photo of it. And it doesn't just work with book covers either. I can scan barcodes and so on. And what we said is, well, what if we took this technology, this incredible computer vision technology, which understands what's going on in an image, and married it with shopping, married it with product search? Well, that's just what we've done with an experimental application. We just launched it a few months ago in the US, so it is just an experiment. But it's called Google Shopper, and I'll show you how it works. So Google Shopper combines both the visual search and then the voice search to make it really, really easy to search for things to buy while you're out and about. And so I'll give you another example. So this is my wife's favorite DVD, Twilight, New Moon. It's not my favorite, but she loves it. And with this, I can just take a search, take a photo of the cover of the DVD, and you can see it's just sort of scanning, and it's identified. And just like that, it's connected me with Google Product Search, which allows merchants to just upload products and users to find them. And I can see reviews for it. I can pop in here and see there are 41 sellers. The price range is from $9 to $38. Again, I can read the reviews. Awesome CD, so it's apparently a good movie. And then what I can do is I can save this to my favorites. So I can just star it. I can share it with friends on Facebook or Gmail or Twitter really, really easily. And then I have, as I sort of go around favoriting things, I end up with this list of favorites saved for me. And you can see there's some computer science-y, nerdy books here that I've saved aside. And so I can just sort of keep a running shopping list as I'm walking around in stores just by taking photos of things. Another amazing technology we have in this is voice search. And so voice search in computer science is an unbelievably difficult problem. And it's not actually something you can do on your mobile phone. But when you connect the mobile phone to the cloud, to a data center where you have hundreds of thousands of computers, suddenly voice search becomes possible. So I love digital cameras. Say I'm out searching for digital cameras, and I want to read a little bit about the camera I'm looking at. So what I can do is just this. Canon digital camera 5D Mark II body only. And you can see, just like that, it understood everything I said. There's a lot of detail in there. It's gone and done a search for me, and I can just browse the products, the reviews, right here, and see what people are saying about them, and what its specifications are, where I can buy it, and for how much. And so we think that when you combine visual search with audio search, with product search, suddenly your mobile phone becomes like the perfect shopping companion. You can walk around and say, well, what's that? I wonder what people are saying about it. What are the reviews? Should I buy this? How much does it cost? Can I get a good deal online? And so we're just really, really excited about that product. If we could go back to slides, please. What I want to talk about now, sort of back to our second evolutionary trend. And that's social. The web is getting social. When we look at sort of what's happening on the web with social, really it's just sort of the web catching up to real life, where you talk with your friends, you interact with your friends, and what we see now is that about 1 in 6 minutes spent online are actually spent on a social network. People are sharing, and they're actually sharing a lot about products. So when we look at tweets, for example, about 20% of tweets mention a specific product or brand name. And about 20% of those tweets mentioning a product or brand name say something about it. They express a sentiment. They say, I had a great experience, or I didn't like this. And so people aren't just buying and stopping there. They're buying and they're telling their friends, they're explaining their purchases, they're commenting on whether it's good or bad, they're reading reviews and so on. And so at Google what we're doing is making sharing and social sharing much, much more part of our products. And you saw that with Google Shopper, where right from there you can share it out to Twitter or social networks, just making it really, really easy. So the next trend, the web is getting personal. So what does this actually mean? Well, with the development of web technologies like HTML5, JavaScript, and the web just getting faster, suddenly applications can adapt themselves to individual users. So, for example, search engines can customize search results for individual users. And websites do the same. And what we found is people love personalized experiences. They're willing to invest a lot of their own time in making a personalized experience. And so what I want to show you is an example of an opportunity to personalize that we gave our users that was just a phenomenal success. So earlier this year, for the Super Bowl, Google ran its first ever TV ad. This was rare. We had never done anything like it before. And it told a story through search. It showed someone searching for a bunch of things. And it was so successful, in fact, that we created this simple web application where other users could come and create their own search stories. And I want to show you what the result of this was. So let me start with, if we could go to my computer, please. So I'd like to show you the first video. It's called Parisian Love. Here we go. So that was our Super Bowl ad. And again, it was such a success that we made it really easy for people to create their own search on ad. And in fact, it was so successful that we had 100,000 different videos made. People spend all this time making their own search stories. And so let me show you one of my favorites, which is called Startup. So there you go. And if you want to create your own, youtube.com/search stories. So we had 100,000 people make their own videos because we made it easy to personalize the experience. And so that's a great example of personalization. If we could go back to slides, please. We're there. It's also happening in e-commerce. So Bavor in the US is one of the most fastest growing e-commerce sites out there, and it's because it enables such a deeply personal experience with the website. What you can do is sign on and mix and match various different parts of an outfit, put it together, then save it aside, and then other people can buy that outfit. And so it's basically fashion for users by users. And these guys are growing like crazy. First of all, of the outfits purchased, 95% of them are actually created by users. So it's really users who are driving the product. And second, they've grown from 0 to something like 6 million unique visitors in a year. And it was because that people could get so engaged with the product because it was it could be so personal. So that's how the web is becoming personal. And I think it'll be a very, very important trend in e-commerce as well. Web is getting local. What does this mean? So when we look at our search data, we look at what people are actually searching for. On the desktop, about 1 in 5 searches are local in nature. So it's someone looking for something somewhere. That's a lot, 20%, fully 20% of searches. When you look at mobile phones, it's even more pronounced. 1 in 3 queries are about something in your immediate surroundings. People are asking, where should I get coffee or pizza, or where can I buy this or that? And so the web is clearly getting local. And I want to show you one demonstration of a product that we're working on that makes it easy to discover products locally. And if we could go to my computer, please. So I have this iPhone simulator. I know it's a bit bizarre to see a mobile phone on a computer, but what I wanted to show you is a new feature that takes, and this is just an experiment launched in the US. We're partnered with about 30 retailers just to try things. But what it does is take product availability information from local retailers and put it right online. And it's kept up to date. And so if I do a search for Pottery Barn is a furniture company in the States. 94043 is the zip code of Google. And I search for this. And I scroll down. What I can see is shopping results for Pottery Barn table 94043. And that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is I can see actually right here at a Pottery Barn nearby, they have the table in stock and I could go and buy it. And this is again from a real-time product feed that they send. And so what this enables is consumers to just do a search from their desktop and discover exactly what prices products around them have, where they can go and buy it, and for retailers to get their products out there so that people searching locally, those 1 in 3 or 1 in 5 searches, they're able to discover what they're selling. And so we're really, really excited about this. So if I could go back to the slides now, please. So again, the web is getting local, and it's getting social, personal, and mobile. What about now? Those are sort of the trends for the next 1, 2, 5 years, the things that will really change things. What's happening right now, and what can you do about it? So what I wanted to do was share a bit about 2 things. First of all, Google Product Search or Google Shopping. And then second of all, some of our new ad formats, which makes it much easier to sell products through search. And so if we go back to the computer, I'm going to show you just a quick demo here. So at Google, we're a search company, and we sort of can't help but see everything in the world as some sort of search problem. And that stems from our mission, which is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. We think of shopping just as another type of search. And so I'm just going to start from our main product, which is, of course, our search box, and I'm going to search for digital cameras. So what you'll see is, in addition to the regular results, I also got all of these product results, all of these shopping results, your products for you. So there's no keywords involved. We just take sort of the keywords in your actual product feed, figure out which queries they're most relevant to, and place them there. And also, there's no risk because we charge on a CPA model rather than CPC. So it's a really, really easy format for if you have thousands and thousands of products, can't necessarily manage a giant keyword library. We just sort of handle it for you. The last thing is click-to-call. Click-to-call ads in mobile. So the idea here is I'm on my mobile phone, I'm doing a search for where can I buy digital cameras nearby, where's a nearby restaurant, and right in the ad I can have a phone number, and I can just make a call right from the ad, right like that. And so the goal with all of these formats, again, is to make ads more effective for e-commerce sites, to engage users more, and to bring more information to users in the search experience. So we're working on Google Product Search. We want to bring it to Europe in all of our countries soon. Product extensions are in development. They've launched in some European countries. We expect them to be here early next year. But what should you be thinking about? What to do now? How do you sort of use these new formats? How do you get engaged with product search? And how do you start thinking about what should you do with these sort of 4 evolutionary trends? So I have a few suggestions on how to evolve. The first thing is bet on the internet. The internet is only going to get bigger. If you look at the numbers, the growth rates are incredible. Broadband penetration and internet usage has gone from 35% just a few years ago to 65, 70% today in Spain, and that will just continue. People are spending more and more time online, and in particular, as people have mobile phones that are connected to the internet with them all the time, they're going to be buying online. And so embrace the internet. E-commerce is real, it's going to get bigger, and so on. To take advantage of the now, I suggest be found. So submit your product feed to Google. We're working with a select number of merchants here in Spain. If you want to get started with this, you can email this person here, Ezekiel. There are also some other Googlers here who would be delighted to speak with you about it if you have questions. But start getting your products organized so that they can be discovered through Google, both search and ads. Try some new ad formats. Site links is available here today. If you're advertising on search, it's an enormously powerful and effective format. Really great. And product extensions will be here soon. We hope early next year. On to the long-term trends. Optimize for mobile. Make sure that your website works really well for mobile phones. Again, 23% of people in Spain have a smartphone already. That number is just going to go up. And people will expect to be able not only to just browse your site, but to buy from your site from their mobile phone. And so make sure that your site works really well for mobile, that it displays well, that you can go through the whole buying process and everything. Make your site social. Embrace reviews. I think of reviews as sort of the substitute on the internet for picking up the sweater or the digital camera or whatever it is and seeing how heavy is this, do I like how it feels, and so on. Because of course you can't do that through your mobile phone or your computer. But if other people are saying, wow, this is the best digital camera I've ever used, I can throw it in my bag, it's really durable, or someone is saying, this is the most comfortable sweatshirt I've ever bought, terrific, your customers will be more likely to buy it. And even better, if you can connect them with their friends. If your friend says, you should definitely buy this, it's great. That's such a strong signal, and will do a lot to make users more comfortable buying online. Personalize. Treat different users differently. If you can recommend products based on past buying history or customize your e-commerce experience in other ways, do it. People love it, and people are willing to invest significant time to make their experience more personal because it's so much more useful. And then the final thing is, start thinking about local. People are doing local searches. Again, 1 in 5, 1 in 3, depending on whether it's on the desktop or the mobile phone. People are looking to find you. And so you need to be found in maps. And eventually, you should be thinking about, how do I get my local store inventory in a place where I can put it online and connect people directly to it. And so Google Places, which is where you can sign up for Google Maps, get your businesses there, is sort of the entry point to that, and I encourage you to check it out. So those are some tips on how to evolve with the 4 sort of major trends in e-commerce today: mobile, social, local, personal, and then what's happening today. And so that's what I have. I look forward to evolving with you, and thank you very much.
Gracias. Creo que hay tiempo para un par de preguntas. ¿Nadie? Amazing. Por ahí, por ahí.
Hi. I would like to know on the Google product search, you said that it would be free for merchants. And do you plan to go for also a CPA model when you effectively sell some products? And the other question is also if you plan to integrate the checkout?
Great questions. So product search, yes, it is free. As a merchant, as an e-commerce site, you upload your products in a feed, and then we rank them. We rank products for users according to relevance, user reviews, and so on. So there's no pay-per-click. We make money on product search through ads, just like we do on the search results. So everything is an organic result. And as I said, users love this because you get a really objective sense for what products and merchants are out there. It will remain free. We think that's a powerful part of the product because it is just a search product. You're searching for things to buy. To answer your second question, Google Checkout, yes, we want to make it really, really easy to buy through product search. And so wherever we can, we're making it easy for users to identify checkout merchants so the checkout process is easier. And of course, we want to broaden access to checkout as much as we can.
Sorry, just adding to that, will you integrate multiple merchants with a single checkout?
I'm sorry, will we integrate musical?
No, multiple merchants with, if you want to buy several products, with a single checkout.
I'm not actually sure about our plans there. I think our focus is on making the checkout process as streamlined as possible for users, and if that means that, I think we'd certainly consider it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
¿Una pregunta más? Thank you, Clay.
Okay.
Thank you. Amazing presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.